Are you tired of the corporate media lying to you now looking for something authentic? You are not alone. Over half this country is tired of the mainstream media, and this has led to the rise of the independent content creators. If that sounds interesting to you, then you are in the right place. Join thousands of other independent thinkers as we expose the corrupt government and the fake news here on The Cash Loren Show. America is the greatest country that this world has ever known. There has never been more opportunity available for you than there is right now. But the Democrats want to take away your rights. But if Donald Trump has shown us anything, is that we can win when we fight back, inspiring 80 million of you to stand up for our country. Just like we're doing here out of the spare bedroom in my house, learn the facts and how you can fight back Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern here on The Cash Loren Show. Subscribe and turn on notifications. This is The Cash Loren Show. We have James Comey, who made a very wise and he made a very bad decision. He threatened our president, Donald J. Trump. And is he calling for Donald Trump to be harmed? Donald Trump has already had 2 attempts on his life coming into being president, and now Comey is trying to do something that is far beyond anything that should ever happen here in this country. As he goes in and he posts in this post here on Instagram, and this post, it reads, he goes 86-47, and then Comey writes, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk," trying to imply that Comey just came up upon this, which just happens to be for 86, which is normal for death or murder, and then 47 being Donald Trump, the 47th president of the United States. Now, this is according to the dictionary. According to the Castle Dictionary slang, 286 means to kill, to murder, to execute judicially. Likely referring to the size of a standard grave between 2.5 feet wide, 8 feet long, and 6 feet deep, -86. This isn't even being subtle. And then for him to try to pretend that somehow he just walked up on this accidentally on the beach, the former FBI director who led the Russia hoaxes and helped Hillary Clinton all throughout the early part of Trump's administration, now all of a sudden it's just supposed to wow, isn't that magical? What are the chances of that? It's absolutely absurd to believe. Now, I don't know. I went on his X. I couldn't find it, so I don't know if he posted it on X too, and then he deleted it later, if this is only to Instagram. But make no mistake about it, for a single second, James Comey knows exactly what he's doing. They've been repeatedly calling for violence against Trump and other Republicans. And when they do this often through dog whistling, and they send their little cronies out to do the dirty work for them. Those cowards. Well, they'll post stuff like this, or they'll call Trump a Nazi or Hitler or fascist, because really, if you can stop Hitler, then what crime is off limits? You see how they do that, or how Jasmine Crockett will want for her birthday for Tesla to be taken down. Or you have Maxine Rodgers, where she goes, I'm not calling for violence, right? But then the dog whistle, but if you don't give us what I want, then you're going to face a civil war. The Democrats, they push progressivism in 2 different ways. Either one way they push it through is through activism. Well, they will go and march and they will hold their signs. But as you see with USA being drained with all their funds, all of a sudden these protests are a lot less active these days. And the other way they do it is through political violence. Because make no mistake about it, that's who the Democrats are. And I don't care who they try to pretend they are and who they try to pretend that they're not. The Democrats want harmful things to happen to try to silence you. See, the first thing they try to do is silence you through speech. They'll call you a racist, or they'll call you a bigot, or they'll call you a homophobe, or they'll call you a transphobe, or a white nationalist, or an extreme MAGA Republican. Anything they can try to get you to silence your voice. And if that doesn't work, then they start to escalate to direct threats. But of course, the real politicians, the actual Democrats, they will use their cronies and the little people that go out there and do their dirty work for them. And just like the people who are attacking Tesla, who are now finding out, even though really the people that should be in prison for this stuff are the Jasmine Crockett's of the world who were calling for it, or the Tim Waltzes out there who were wanting the Tesla to come crashing to the ground. They know exactly what they're doing. And when will Democrats call out this violence? What are they waiting for? If anyone on the right were to do this, wouldn't they immediately be demanding that they be arrested or they be prosecuted? And imagine if somebody like an FBI official wrote that about Barack Hussein Obama or Joe Biden. How do you think the Democrats would react to that? But they enjoy their two-tier justice system. And to them, because they are the party of violence, they think it's okay. And the reality is they must be held accountable for their actions. And if they're not, they will continue to do all the same things that they were doing before. With all of Trump's work, if Congress doesn't put executive orders into law, or if they don't start arresting and prosecuting these people, then as soon as Trump leaves office, all this stuff that was happening before will come roaring right back. USAID will jump right back up. All the NGOs will jump right back up. All the Democrats will put right back in the two-tier justice system, and no one will ever be held accountable on their side of the fence, while they will over-prosecute people who are on the right side of the fence. And now we're seeing here where we have Kash Patel, who is apparently investigating into James Comey. And I really hope that James Comey, that he finds out that none of these people are above the law anymore. And that this illusion that they created with this uniparty, where you have all the Democrats lining up together, and then you have a dozen or so Republicans who all go along the same lines, all of a sudden, that is all coming crashing down just because Trump came back into power. Okay, the Democrats, they are the party of violence. And the Democrats, they know exactly what they are doing between calling for violence and all these activist judges. Speaking of these activist judges, have you been following along with everything that they've been doing? Have they been trying to decide that they can just somehow obstruct Donald Trump's, his administration? It's unbelievable what they're trying to do, not really to Trump, but to you, the American voters, that everything that you voted for, they somehow decide that they can just write injunctions across the entire nation. Now, how many of you voted for any of these activist judges? It would be 0 of you. Now, how many of you voted for Donald Trump? Over 80 million of you voted for Trump. And what we're facing here is a judicial coup, and SCOTUS has been moving really slow, and SCOTUS is not much better. The arguments that they heard today were part with being on the 14th Amendment, but also being on what is really also important is that all these national injunctions must come to an end. You see, you voted for Trump and you voted for his administration. He ran on everything that he is doing right now. And this entire lie about a constitutional crisis has been a lie from the beginning. Donald Trump is not creating the constitutional crisis. The people in fake news are creating the constitutional crisis, and they're activist judges who are cosplaying as judges, but really what they are is Democrat activists. And some of them are even on the Supreme Court. Some that we thought were on our side, and some that were blatantly on their side. For example, like Ketanji Brown Jackson, where she, I think, has made one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard. But when you put someone on the Supreme Court that's going to sit there and pretend that they don't know what a woman is, these are the kind of legal arguments that they make.
It seems to me that when the government is completely enjoined from doing the thing it wants to do, it moves quickly to appeal that to get it to the Supreme Court, and that's actually what we would want. If the government is saying no lower court can completely enjoin it, it actually means that the government just keeps on doing the purportedly unlawful thing, and it delays the ability for this court to reach the underlying issue. I would.
Right. So you see, according to the stunning and brave Ketanji Jackson, who doesn't even know what a woman is, that they actually believe that the courts have ultimate authority and that Donald Trump, as your executor, has none. She thinks it's a good idea. You know, it's a good idea that the courts, that they can run an injunction on anything they want, that these judges can write law from the bench. This is a judicial coup trying to take away not Donald Trump's executive authority, but really your vote. At the end of the day, that's what they're ultimately trying to take from you. Donald Trump is just in the way. But the Democrats, these liberals and their activist judges, they think that they are better than you. And they think that they are wiser than you. They think they are high above you in their lofty ivory towers. They are smarter than you. They are better than you. And you're just not smart enough to understand how important this stuff is. I mean, this is about social justice. This is about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Hey, this is about making things right. Because according to the Democrats' worldview, the America is dirty. And America is evil. And America needs to be brought to its knees. And they are the ones to do it. And so it doesn't matter what crime they commit. It doesn't matter what they do to you, because it is all justified. See, the ends, in their minds, justify their means. And so if they can get the world to go in the direction they want to go, then there's no crime that's off limits. They actually believe this way. Do not doubt for a single second that's how they look at you. Is they look at you as mindless plebs, and they look at themselves as the elite. And for her to sit up on the Supreme Court and say something so abhorrent, that we have a Constitution of the United States. And in this Constitution, we have separation of powers. You have Donald Trump, who's the executor of the federal government. Right? His sole duty, his sole right is to run the federal government. Then you have Congress. And Congress, they have the sole right to write and pass laws. Next, you have the judicial branch. The judicial branch has the sole authority to settle individual cases. Okay, the judicial branch does not have the authority to write laws for Congress, nor does it have the authority to go and injunct Donald Trump's constitutionally protected right under Article 2. They've never had it then, and they've never had it now. What you're seeing happening in America has happened throughout the world. Whether it be Brazil or it be Romania or it's happening in Europe, all across the world. See, the left, they've understood finally, unfortunately, how hard it is to write laws. So what they have decided to do instead is that they're just going to get activists put in place. See, all these Democrat cities, what do? They get some Soros DA and these activist judges, and they work together. And then the people that they don't want in prison, they can commit any acts of violence they want, and they just get released. But if you have somebody on the wrong side, they try to ruin and end their lives. Just like they're doing with Trump when they went after him for the impeachments, and then when that didn't work, they tried to falsely convict him with 34 convictions. When that didn't work, they had Jean Carroll and the false sexual accusations. And when that didn't work, they then went with their boxes hoax, and they tried to throw everything at him because they were trying, really just like we're talking about with Trump, but really with you, is that don't you even dare to try to go up against the deep state. Because if you do, we will ruin your life. I mean, look what we did to Donald Trump. Look what we did to Steve Bannon. Look what we did to Peter Navarro. And look what we did to all the January 6th patriots. If we can do that to them, just imagine what we can do to you. So don't you even dare. But Trump dared. And he fought, and he fought, and he fought. And now he is back in the White House as the elected president of the United States, right? So where are the Democrats in the democracy? And where are the Democrats in the right for the president to be the executor of the government? See, the problem with the Democrats and with these activist judges they can't answer, just like Ketanji Brown can't answer, is that the courts can write an injunction on anything and force it up to the Supreme Court, then we don't have separation of powers. If the courts can oversee every single aspect, if Donald Trump has to ask 600 judges every single time if he wants to, mother may I, okay, that is what destroys our country. And it's unfortunately not just Ketanji Brown Jackson. Amy Coney Barrett has probably been one of the worst choices that there's ever been for a Republican pick to be on SCOTUS.
Wanted to reserve its right to maybe not follow a Second Circuit precedent, say, in New York, because you might disagree with the opinion.
Our general practice is to respect those precedents, but there are circumstances when it is not a categorical practice. It is, and that is not
this administration's practice or the longstanding practice of the federal government. And I'm not talking about in the Fourth Circuit, are you going to respect a Second Circuit? I'm talking about within the Second Circuit. And can you say, is that this administration's practice or a longstanding one?
As I understand it, longstanding policy of the Department of Justice, yes.
Right. No, there you go. So just trying to like Donald Trump or longstanding. And what Amy Coney Barrett completely leaves out there is that for the very longest time, there was virtually no injunctions. I should have brought the stats, but I think over the 19th century, there was only maybe a dozen. And I think what Bush and Obama had maybe only a couple. But all of a sudden with Donald Trump, it's every single day these activist judges are trying to do something to take away the authority of the executor of the United States. And here we have the Attorney General, and he goes, and I think he explains this perfectly. So listen to his thoughts on what these judges are trying to do, and then finally up to the Supreme Court.
January 20th, district courts have now issued 40 universal injunctions against the federal government, including 35 from the same 5 judicial districts.
Yeah. Over 35 from the 5 judges. This is what they do: is they go and they try to go in the judge shop. Is they'll go and they'll put these lawsuits in Democrat areas where they think that they can get a favorable judge, and then magically in the random judge choices, it always sees the most radical activist judge there is. And you know what's really strange about all of that is somehow the Democrats, they never miss on a judge. You notice that? They never have an Amy Coney Barrett, ever. Their vetting system, as much as don't like the Democrats, their vetting system is remarkable. And with that, we will be back after this quick break. We have a lot more coming up, including Donald Trump has got some huge wins in the Middle East. And then that the Democrats, they're absolutely panicking now because they're on their back foot with all these judges. And now they have the new hoax where they're trying to go and get all back in the party of unity and joy as they go on and they move forward. You're not going to miss any of that. We'll be back in just a few minutes. This is the Cash Loren Show. StreamYard is the all-in-one solution towards streaming video online across multiple platforms. It is the same program that I use to host and produce this show every single day, both live streaming across multiple platforms, as well as doing pre-recorded videos to put up, whether it be a YouTube, X, or anywhere else on the internet. If you are looking for a host for your live streams, look no further. Click on the link below and sign up for StreamYard today. You will not regret it. It is both user-friendly for beginners, easy to understand, and has lots of tools built inside it. Don't wait. Click on the link below and sign up for StreamYard today. Creators, are you tired of spinning your wheels, posting over and over again, yet you seem to gain no traction and no growth? We have a solution called the 𝕏 Accelerator. This is what I use to grow my account from 0 to now over 25,000 followers and counting. This program will teach you how the algorithm works and how to maximize your time with third-party tools to 10x your growth. I purchased it and I'm glad I did, and you will be too. Click on the link below and you will not only be for your benefit gaining the X Accelerator course, but you will also be helping the show by a small percentage being donated back here. So click on the link below, sign up for the X Accelerator today. I am glad I did, and I know that you will too. If you are watching this show, then you are probably sick and tired of the corporate media we call fake news lying to you every single day. You are not alone. This has caused many citizen journalism, as much as I hate to say the J word, that's really what we're doing is exposing the fake news networks and the corrupt government every day without the filter of the corporate media deciding what you can and cannot know. Many of us make these videos with the extra room that we have in our houses, just like I am here in our spare bedroom. But making these is not free. We have families to feed as well. If you are enjoying this content, then it will always be free, and I thank you for your support. But if you want to help monetarily, there is a great way to do that on Locals. Click on the link below, sign up for our different tiered programs, and we will have additional content for you based on the level that you sign up for, including being thanked in the end of videos every single day. Take a moment if you enjoy this content and sign up for the monetary support and help us stay on air and offer you more benefits such as more shows and better production. So sign up for today at Locals and support the citizen journalisms and help us get past the fake news networks. Okay, how is that, Eddie? Does that get fixed? Okay, they can hear me on. I don't know what happened there. It looked like a setting got set, so I'm not sure how long the audio was gone for. It's unfortunate for our part for our things. Okay, but getting back into the show. Let's see, where was I in here? Hey, Coyote, are you able to hear me in spaces now? No. Okay. So I don't know what happened. For some reason, the setting got set as we're live. I mean, I guess you're having a technical issue tonight. But yeah, so we had a setting. It switched on me during commercial. I think during commercial break, and it went to the wrong microphone. And I think I got it fixed now. Yep. Eddie says you can hear me in the live feed too. So sorry about that, everybody, and thank you for letting me know that there was something going on. Unfortunately, there's technical issues that happen sometimes. And when you're like me and you're in your spare bedroom, you're kind of by yourself. This kind of stuff happens. I really appreciate you for letting me know, and we're getting that fixed, and we'll continue on with the show. I'm not sure exactly how long it was out for. Hopefully not too long for you guys. Hopefully not all the way since break, but now we will go back, and as I go through and I try to remember exactly where we were earlier, as we were talking about Donald Trump and that he is using tariffs to bring manufacturing back to the United States and make trade deals that are in our best interest. And not knowing how long the audio was out, we'll just go through this real quick. As he went into Saudi Arabia, and he showed again what it is like when we win. Yeah, Eddie, that's pretty funny. Don't let it happen again. I'll do my best, buddy. I'll do my best not to screw up. And I must have hit a wrong button somewhere. Yeah, I'll definitely punish myself tonight. No ice cream for sure. So he goes through. He makes a trade deal. Right. And now we have what it initially reported was $600 billion, but now over $1 trillion. And all these manufacturing plants are coming back to the United States. As the fake news has undermined this the entire time and lied to you, the American people. Companies like Boeing and Raytheon are really going to benefit from this, but who's really going to benefit are you, the American people. Because watch what happens now as the Democrats lie continues to crumble, because we are just getting started. Wait till the federal government gets drained down to 80 and 90% of it's gone. And that chokehold over you is finally away. Wait till you don't pay income tax anymore. Did you know we used to not have an income tax in the United States? Do you know how we used to pay for the federal government? Tariffs. And it wasn't until they brought in the feds and the IRS and everything the Democrats try to do. See, it's really ironic about that, because as they centralize everything and they promise to make your lives better, it's actually that centralization that's causing all the problems and all the damage. And so they have to lie to you. They can't let you see the other side of that, because once you see what they're doing and you realize that it's the Democrat side and the Uniparty that's lying to you this entire time, that it's their policies that are causing all the damage on your life. Once you realize that, the whole gig is up. Their entire house of cards will come crashing down in a single second. That's why these globalists, these nationals, that's why they're trying to stop people from like Donald Trump, who are billionaire populists, who don't need money, who they can't buy and they can't corrupt, who actually believe in the American dream, believe in American exceptionalism, are not going in front of a camera and lying to you, the American voters, and then going into Washington, D.C. and stabbing you in the back over and over again. He's actually doing everything that he said he was going to do. And this has him in an absolute panic. Just like we talked about earlier, they're trying to use their judges to stop him from executing your will over the federal government. That's failing too. Then they try to stop his tariffs. That's also failing. And now you're seeing the results of that. See, because this is stopping the liberalism and all the cons that they've been running for decades. One, sending your manufacturing jobs overseas to get everyone addicted to these federal government jobs, right? These safe jobs of career useless people having deep debt and degrees that they've never needed in the first place. And then all your manufacturing goes overseas. It comes back in here. More power gets centralized as corporations get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they become subservient to the federal government. and they start making deals, all these regulatory agencies, and then all of a sudden you're cut in the dark and you have no way to escape. I mean, that's the ultimate game, is to build up what we call the deep state, or some will call the blob, but this federal government, make it so big that nothing else can be done. That's ultimately what we're fighting. We're not fighting anything more than this very simple truth. We are fighting between our America and our Constitution on the right versus the left, who wants communism. And however they dress it up, whether they call it socialism, or they call it liberalism, or they call it progressivism, or any of the other isms that they want to use, such as like feminism, every single one of those isms go directly to communism. Whatever AOC wants to call herself, whatever Bernie Sanders wants to call himself, whether Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries want to pretend that they are, and it's not just the Democrats either. Okay, it's the Rhino Republicans too, the shiny shoe Republicans, the fancy suits, the Mitch McConnells of the world, the Rand Pauls of the world, all the people that go out like the Macy's, and they will go and they will tell you all the things that you want to hear, but then every single time, over and over and over again, they stab you in the back. And how many of you sick of seeing that over and over again, right? Where we have the House like we do now, and they're doing almost nothing but going on another vacation. Or they're supposed to have a vote on Friday, and they decided just to take the day off anyways. Or you have Congress, who are refusing to put in all the Doge cuts, as they've shown billions of dollars of waste, and they're going to be in the trillions soon. The United States, the way we were built, they understood something that has never been understood before in the history of the United States, and really in the history of the world. See, free markets work. Capitalism works. The more power you take away from the government and the more you put it into the best people in the world, the brightest, the smartest, they will develop the best products, and they will go and they will advance society. I mean, however old you believe society is that people want to argue about it, but that's ultimately not the point. But let's say 6,000 years, 10,000 years, whatever the case may be. The fastest way to go across land was on horse until about 1900s. And then all of a sudden we had an industrial revolution, and then we had planes, and then we had cars. And now you have the world's knowledge sitting in the palm of your hand. The amount of stuff that we take for granted today that was not available for people for thousands of years is truly just remarkable. That we can get on like an AI program, speaking of, and you can find out anything you want in seconds. I mean, like even for the show, what used to take me hours of researching and scripting, I can now do in minutes thanks to like Grok. Or if I need to learn, something, how to fix something, or I need to learn about a subject, or I need to read a complicated bill, I can do it in just minutes with AI. Yet people use this technology to watch dance videos or pets doing something funny, and that's all great. But to have that is something that I hope everybody starts to realize just how lucky they are to live in this time and to have the freedoms that we do, because we have to fight for them or we will lose them forever. It really is that simple. If the Democrats win, they will finish the communist revolution. They were one election away. In 2024, Kamala Harris had won, the communist revolution would have finished. They would have taken away your free speech, they would have taken away your guns, and then the rest of your Bill of Rights would have been gone. Do not doubt that for a second, because that's what they've been working on this entire time. How many times do you hear misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech? Or how many times do you need to hear that they need to take away your assault weapons? Every time there's some tragedy, remarkably, how often these tragedies happen in either Democrat-controlled areas or where Democrats want gun-free zones, right? Because they create victims. And then again, Democrats create the problems, and Democrats try to sell a solution that actually makes everything worse for you. Just like they lied and they hid Biden's mental decline from all these years from you. And we have our Chuck Schumer, I'm up against a break. We're going to come back. We're going to play that here in just a moment. You're not going to miss how the Democrats are making a complete mockery of themselves. We're here in just a minute. This is the Cash Loren Show after this greedy profit break. StreamYard is the all-in-one solution towards streaming video online across multiple platforms. It is the same program that I use to host and produce this show every single day, both live streaming across multiple platforms, as well as doing pre-recorded videos to put up, whether it be a YouTube, X, or anywhere else on the internet. If you are looking for a host for your live streams, look no further. Click on the link below and sign up for StreamYard today. You will not regret it. It is both user-friendly for beginners, easy to understand, and has lots of tools built inside it. Don't wait. Click on the link below and sign up for StreamYard today. Creators, are you tired of spinning your wheels, posting over and over again, yet you seem to gain no traction and no growth? We have a solution called the Accelerator. This is what I use to grow my account from 0 to now over 25,000 followers and counting. This program will teach you how the algorithm works and how to maximize your time with third-party tools to 10x your growth. I purchased it and I'm glad I did, and you will be too. Click on the link below and you will not only be for your benefit gaining the Accelerator course, but you will also be helping the show by a small percentage being donated back here. So click on the link below, sign up for the Accelerator today. I am glad I did, and I know that you will too. If you are watching this show, then you are probably sick and tired of the corporate media we call fake news lying to you every single day. You are not alone. This has caused many citizen journalism, as much as I hate to say the J word, that's really what we're doing, is exposing the fake news networks and the corrupt government every day without the filter of the corporate media deciding what you can and cannot know. Many of us make these videos with the extra room that we have in our houses, just like I am here in our spare bedroom. But making these is not free. We have families to feed as well. If you are enjoying this content, then it will always be free, and I thank you for your support. But if you want to help monetarily, there is a great way to do that on Locals. Click on the link below, sign up for our different tiered programs, and we will have additional content for you based on the level that you sign up for, including being thanked in the end of videos every single day. Take a moment, if you enjoy this content, and sign up for the monetary support and help us stay on air and offer you more benefits, such as more shows and better production. So sign up for today at Locals and support the citizen journalisms and help us get past the fake news networks. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cash Loren Show. And something that we're doing new now is we have over on X Spaces. If you want to come on, you want to be part of the show and ask questions or speak your mind, you can do that over on X. We have Coyote of Wall Street. He's running the spaces for the show. It's pasted to mine and posted to his. Feel free to come up, raise your hand, and if you can get past the Coyote, then you can come on and speak. So start with you, Coyote. Who do you have on the spaces? Yeah, go ahead. You're on. You're live. Go ahead, Coyote. How's it going? Okay, I'm being told that the video side can't hear you. I don't know what is going on tonight. Um. It switched over on. Yeah, it's here. It's switched over again. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on tonight. It's to the roadcaster switches. Okay, I guess we have to go with the mic. Let's try this. Go ahead, go again, Coyote. I can hear you fine. Are you able to hear him, Eddie? I know Eddie's been speaking, or anyone else on the X's as we're going live, and this stuff happens. I guess when we're going here. So I don't see anything back. It should work. We've done it before. It's just for some reason it's not playing through the roadcaster in the system. So I probably have to reset the roadcaster, and then in the future I'll probably have to just go and check more with spaces first. Yeah, Eddie's saying he still can't hear you. Okay. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end the show early tonight. I want to thank everybody for listening, and then we'll continue on X Spaces because I know everyone's wanting to chat on there, but you can't hear on the video side. So this is my fault. I should have done the proper checks, but we added all this new stuff in, and I was overly optimistic, thinking it would all work, and so that's 100% on me. So we're gonna end it. We're gonna end the live show on the video side. Thank everybody listening. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We got a special guest. We're going to have Julie. She's going to come on the show, and she's going to talk about her documentary, Beneath Sheep's Clothing. And then on X Spaces, you'll be able to come on and ask her your questions. You don't want to miss that. It's 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. See you then. Greetings, independent thinkers. We have come to a top of another hour. If you're enjoying this content, please make sure you have subscribed, turn on notifications, but most importantly, share an American First message with your friends and family so we can help fight back against the Democrats and their propagandists over at the fake news networks. Also, take a moment to consider subscribing to us on Locals at the Cash Loren Show, where for a very small amount of money every month, you'll get many additional perks, including your name at the end of videos. I could be up the screen here in just a moment. Follow and increase engagement and exclusive lists that I use on X. That sounds interesting to you. Go over to locals.com. At the Cash Loren Show, hit the subscribe button for about a cup of coffee a month and help us stay independent and free of the fake news networks and bring you the truth every single day, just like these fine patriots have. At the end of the video, be on your screen here in just a moment.